Hello YouTube, it's me DMax62102 here today, recording at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, there's that. And I really wanted to upload an animation lately, but the problem is, I can't come up with any original ideas because my brain is rotting from a disease that's called high school finals. So yeah, there's that. But you didn't come here to worry about my high school problems. You came here with one question that I'm going to answer for you. Well, at least in my opinion, just something to think about. Who is Little Mac's parents? Well, after doing a ton of research, this is what I got. Now buckle up, because this is going to be a crazy, stupid theory. Okay? Ready? Let's do this. Now, first, in order to find who his parents are, you first must know his ethnicity. Now, according to my research, I found some pretty weird things. You should take a look. Now, according to Punch-Out Wikia, it states, Little Mac heavily resembles the real-life legendary boxer, Jake LaMotta. Both fighters are Italian-American from the Bronx, look similar, have nearly the same short height. Mac is 5'7", Jake is 5'8", and fought many opponents bigger and taller than them. Now, the rest of the information was pretty much irrelevant, but he's Italian-American, and he's from the Bronx. But where is the Bronx located? That's our next step. Well, the Bronx is located in New York City. But what Italian-American Nintendo character do we know that's from New York? Oh, I know. When it comes to 5'7", 17-year-old Little Mac, Super Mario.
You are the father.
Holy crap, mamma mia!
Yes, I know this seems very shocking, but it's true. Super Mario is Little Mac's father, and I have tons of evidence to back it up. First off, we need to know who could possibly be Little Mac's mother. It's none other than Lady Palutena. Lady Palutena. Okay, no, not really Lady Palutena, but I bet I had you guys going there for a second, didn't I? It can't be anyone else but Pauline. Yes, I said it. Wait, but how does two people with brown hair make a child with black hair? Let me explain. But once upon a time, Mario's name was Jumpman, and he had black hair. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Jumpman is Mario's daddy. Well, fooey on that. Here's my full proof that Mario and Jumpman are the same people, and it's right here at an official website talking about Super Mario Maker with creative Mario himself, Shigeru Miyamoto. It says, in Japan, Mario was originally known as Jumpman. Then from Shigeru Miyamoto, I quote, well, I called him Mr. Video. My plan was to use the same character in every video game I made. Someone at Nintendo America actually came up with the name Mario. Boom. That's how Mario and Jumpman are the same people. Although that makes a lot of not sense in the timeline, well, guess what? He's Jumpman. Well, this still doesn't tell me how Mario and Pauline could have a kid with black hair because they both have brown hair. And if Mario is naturally brown haired, then how come you have black hair? Well, if in an interview with Shigeru Miyamoto and they asked Mario why he had brown hair, someone added in Mario is originally brown hair. I think it was Tazaki Tezuka. Well, how do you go from black hair to brown hair? It just doesn't make sense. Or does it? What if I tell you Mario actually is naturally brown haired, and here's how he got his brown hair? Now, what do we know Mario for? We know him for going on daring adventures and saving the princess at all costs, right? Now, if you're doing this time and time again, that can get pretty stressful, right? Well, what if I told you that if you are naturally black haired, that you can actually get stressed out and your hair turns brown? Now, during my research, I stumbled across this interesting article. Now, it says, is your hair turning brown? Here are some of the home remedies to keep your locks black and beautiful always. The main cause of your black hair turning brown is because of stress. This health problem is the root cause of your hair changing its natural color. Now some of you guys are thinking, but wait, what about baby Mario? His hair is brown. Well, I've done a little bit more research and I found out this. Has your hair ever looked redder at some times than at other times? Ever know a toddler with white hair who grows up into a brunette? To get into why of this, it's important to understand just a tiny bit about hair color and how it works. Based on the DNA of your parents and your own DNA, your hairs have a certain appearance, and that goes all the way down into the internal hair. You may have heard the term melanin. Melanin is pigment. The pigment that gives your skin its color, and also pigment that gives your hair its color. Now, as you heard, it's possible from a blonde baby to go brune. So therefore, as I read on, it could be possible for a brune baby to go black, mainly because your actual hair color doesn't kick in until you turn to a certain age. But what about Pauline? She originally had blonde hair. Well, if we're going on based on what I just said earlier, then the same rule could apply to her too. But what if when they had the child her hair was still blonde? Well, actually just looked that up, and here's what I found. Okay, so someone asked the question, can two blonde parents have a child with darker hair? And here's what the answer was. No, actually they can't. You're right. Everybody has two genes which determine which color their hair will be. If the two genes are different colors, the dominant gene will determine which color the hair is. For example, dark hair is the most dominant gene, and if you have a blonde and brunette gene, the brunette gene will always be the dominant and you will end up with brunette hair. Likewise, blonde genes are dominant over red hair genes. So if you have a red and blonde gene, you will be blonde. So, if Pauline has blonde hair and Mario has black hair, then the odds are their child's hair is going to be black, right? What else that connects with Little Mac and Mario is the fact that Mario is a star child, so you know he possesses the power of the stars. Wait, the power of the stars, but Little Mac possesses the same thing, assuming that Mario's his dad and he's part star child. And I present you with the Star Punch. Now, if we were to assume that Little Mac was just a normal human, I don't think he'd be able to get star power and complete such amazing feats. Gathering 3 of these star punches can knock someone out in a single hit. I mean, where does that happen? And just like Mario, Little Mac is like a silent protagonist. He doesn't have much to say, he has a lot to put out. This can also explain why Little Mac is so short, just like his dad Mario. He also fights people a lot bigger and stronger than him, just like Mario. He's also an overachiever, just like Mario. Okay, you guys know where I'm going with this, right? He takes a lot of personality traits and power traits from his father. This can probably also explain why Donkey Kong wants to fight Little Mac, to get back at Mario for what he's done to his grandpa way back in the 80s when Mario was still in New York. Makes sense, right? Maybe? No? Well, I think so. I mean, why would Donkey Kong know about him so much and want to fight him so much if he didn't know anything about him having something to do with Mario? I mean, look how he's trying to attack Little Mac. These aren't regular standard attacks. He's clearly trying to freaking crush him. We all know Donkey Kong for being Mario's rival already, so why not? And it could probably even explain this little tidbit inside the game. Yes, so what if Mario is the referee trying to be there for his son's first tournament? Yes, so Mario is probably trying to be a great father for his son, and he's trying to sneak in being a referee just so he could be there for his son's first boxing tournament. Maybe he's trying to be there for once. But I bet you guys are wondering, wait, why isn't Mario there now? Why isn't he with his wife and his son? What happened? Well, this is where things start to get a little sad. Now, remember when I said that Mario was a star child? Good. Because being a star child, there's a price to pay when you are, like the fact that you have a purpose to fulfill. Being a star child, you have to go out there and be a hero. You can't just sit around at home. You have to go out and do things with people that need you. You have to make a lot of sacrifices, even if that includes leaving your own family for the greater good. And apparently, being a star child, Peach was his destined bride and not Pauline. After finding the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario couldn't stay around at home anymore. He had to go and save the universe and stick around the Mushroom Kingdom. Sometimes you find him go-karting stuff, but that's what he does in his spare time. He wouldn't have enough time to go all the way back to the Earth, to the Mushroom Kingdom in time before Bowser decides he wants to do another invasion. Heck, even when Mario is still in the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser's already invaded by the time he gets to Peach's castle. So going all the way to New York City to visit his son could put the whole kingdom in jeopardy. And this probably led up to Pauline straight up leaving Mario. Heck, in Smash Bros, she's referred to as Mario's ex-girlfriend. So how did this leave a scar on Little Mac and Pauline? Well, let me continue my story and theory. This probably left Little Mac with a lot of anger inside of him, and his small size probably made him bullied at school, and eventually he became an underdog. Silent, not really saying anything to anyone. But how did they get to the Bronx? Well, here's my conclusion. So, I did a bit of research and found out that Brooklyn was actually a very dangerous place with very high crime rates. So maybe, just maybe, Pauline and Little Mac moved to the Bronx. But why the Bronx? Well, I can tell you this. Well, the Bronx is actually one of the safer places in New York, and maybe she just wanted Little Mac to have a brighter future, so she took him there instead. And that's where he got into the boxing tournaments, and that's probably where he found his best friend and trainer, Jerome Doc Lewis. Now, Doc Lewis probably seen that Mac had potential in him. He probably had a lot of heart and hope for this kid, so he decided to help him out, and eventually that's how he became a boxer in the first place. Doc is like the replacement father figure in Little Mac's life. In the game, he always talks about how he wants Little Mac to reach the top, and how even when he loses, in his book, he's still a champion. Matter of fact, let me tell you this. When you actually become the champion, in the NES version of the game, you are treated with this picture. It's a newspaper article talking about how Little Mac became the champ. But, if you notice, you see a picture of Mario in the corner where it says, "Daddy, come back home." Now, this can mean one thing. It could have nothing to do with Mario. Or it could have something to do with Mario but a whole nother kid. But with all the research I've done so far, maybe it is Little Mac. And he probably boxes to show his father that he can be a champion too. He's not even an adult yet, he's
son.
a minor, building his way up to the top, just like Mario will want him to. This could also be the reason for the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series as well. Maybe Mario's still nice to her because he knows the situation and why he can't always be there. And he probably gets so worked up when Donkey Kong kidnaps her because Mario knows that she already has a child to raise, and there's nothing he could really do about it. That's probably why he gives her souvenirs stuff to remind him of her. Not because like what Matt Pett says and he's being evil and cheating on her, but you know, just because. You know, it seems like the right thing to do. I mean, who wouldn't do it? And so, yeah, that's my theory. Hope you liked it. And please remember to like and subscribe. Now, with this theory, it's not 100% correct and there's some plot holes in it, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways. It's something to think about. It's not a fact or what I honestly think. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is probably who Little Mac's parents are. But hey, that's just a theory,